outside of this is the spade. The portion inside is called the spadix, where the male and female flowers are. The male flowers are sitting in kind of a recess at the base of the upper portion of the spadix, which is called the appendix. And they drop pollen, they shed it, and so right now it's sitting in a big mass right about the base where the spadix meets the tissue. So it's kind of somewhere in here, I'm guessing, from the outside that it's about here. So what I'm going to do is just cut a little narrow window and see if I can collect the pollen that way. I'm sorry. And it's actually a little bit like carving a pumpkin. That's kind of what it feels like, or maybe carving into a watermelon. And I'm going to start with as small a window as possible, and then if I need to, open it up a little bit wider. But I want to manipulate this particular plant as little as necessary. And you might wonder why we are collecting pollen. We're not going to use the pollen from Java to pollinate Sumatra. And the reason why we're not going to do that is because they're full siblings, right? They're completely related to each other. And we know that this species is what's called self-incompatible. So even if we use the same pollen, if we use pollen from Java on Sumatra, likely we wouldn't get any seeds produced at all because they're just too closely related. And then what we're really trying to do is make sure that when we pollinate and produce seeds, that we're asking these plants to make the seeds and take all that energy to make all those offspring for a good purpose. And so we have pollen from another botanic garden that is more distantly related, and it'll increase the genetic pool of these plants in captivity. And that's our purpose here, is to have as broad a genetic pool, a gene pool, in captive breeding as possible. It's very similar to how zoos will breed lions and bears and tigers and things like that. And for the exact same reason.
Do they self-pollinate at all?
I'm sorry, did they what?
Self-pollinate?
No. So botanic gardens have a long history of cooperating with each other and this kind of thing. So we will exchange seeds and pollen, but we don't sell them.
Self-pollinate.
Oh, do they self-pollinate? Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't hear your question. I thought you said cell pollen.
No.
Self-pollinate. No, they don't. Because they're incompatible, the pollen, even if it falls onto a female flower, won't actually produce any offspring. So the whole pollination system basically ensures outbreeding. Okay, it looks like I've gone a little too far down. Let's try it here a little bit. Wow, this one has a really thick.
What's the texture like cutting through Pati?
It is really like cutting open a watermelon. And it's not coming out nice and easily. It's very thick. It's thicker than a watermelon rind, but that's what the texture feels like. And once I get the first piece out, I will see if I can get another piece to send around so you can sort of feel it for yourself. There, this is a better spot.
Next year, triplets.
Oh,
Yeah. You heard it, folks. Tim said triplets next year. Send your donations to Triplet Titans.
okay. So I am going to send this around. So you can feel it, but I will tell you that once you've felt it, you may but want to be kind of careful if you have sensitive skin at all. There's a chemical in here called oxalic acid that can be a little irritating. He says, I don't care.
Here, does anybody want it?
Yeah. So it's part of the stain. Yes, that's brown, that leafy brown. And, here it's basically kind of turning into the peduncle tissue, which is why it's hard to cut it out. It's very thick.
Is this your child?
So I guess the news is if you handle that piece of tissue, make sure you go and wash your hands.
Have permission to get his name?
What are you photographing?
What is your name? Matthew. M-A-T-T-H-E-W. And what's your last name? Moses. How old are you? What town do you live in? Glendy. Did you go to
Perfect.
school?
Okay. So I'm going to pass this piece around. So, and you can feel it.
Your press Chicago Tribune.
Where? Robert, I want you to have this piece first. And you too, because I want you to see the yellow kind of ivory stuff. That's the pollen.
Is that right, hon? Matthew Moses.
Do you want him to go anywhere else? Robin. Little boy.
Can you get him to turn? She'd like to show you. She wants to show you this piece if you want to reach out and grab it.
So unlike the feather duster, you gotta be careful when you're able to pick up the pollen really well. So what I'm just using is just a really cheap craft store paintbrush, and I'm using it to pick the pollen up
ivory
to
part, the
transfer
pollen.
it so that we can store it. And we can freeze it for a couple of years and it'll remain viable. We've had a request from a botanic garden in China for pollen. So some of this pollen is going to be sent to a botanic garden in China so that they can use it to pollinate their Arum, which is getting ready to bloom soon.